Good day everyone, my name is Vincent, and on this channel I'll be talking on different science courses like maths, physics and chemistry. Please, if you are interested in any of these courses, please do well to subscribe. And in today's class, we'll be talking on maths, on the topic sum and products of roots of a quadratic. So before I will dive into the main topic, I would like to explain quadratic equation. A quadratic equation is simply a type of equation that has the highest value of x, or the highest power of x, to be what? 2. Or you can say it's a polynomial equation of degree 2. You understand? So it's of the form ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. So most times students wonder why this one is on its own, while here and in this case and this case there is x. You understand? So this c here also has x, but the power of x here is what? 0, because it reduces. Here the highest power of x is 2, the highest power of x here is 1, so the highest power of x here is what? 0, but x raised to the power of 0 is 1. So that's why here is what? C. Let's just explain this. This is all like saying c x raised to the power of 0. You understand? And x raised to the power of 0 is what? 1. So this is like saying c times 1, which will give you what? C. So now, the term that has x squared, which is the term that has x squared, which is this side, is called the quadratic term. Quadratic term. The term that has what? The term that has where s is 1 and the x power 1 is called the linear term. Linear term, that's where x has the power of 1. This is just like saying x raised to the power 1. X raised to the power 1 is that thing. So x raised to the power 1 is x. That's why the 1 doesn't like not relevant. You understand? So c is simply that term that does not have x. You get, so this is called the constant term. And now you also have you also know that this a here can be any number, but not what? 0. For this to be a quadratic equation, this a must be any number, but what? But not 0. If here is 1, automatically there will x squared, because 1 times x squared is still x squared, which automatically is a quadratic equation. If here it's 2x squared, which it has the power of 2, which makes it a quadratic equation. But if there is 0, so 0 times x squared, which is 0, meaning that this is no longer a quadratic equation. So a can be any number, but not what? 0. So this is a linear term. This is a linear term because the highest value of x here is what? 1. You understand? But if here is 0, automatically this is no longer a linear term. You understand? So this is a constant term. I've already explained a term that doesn't have any value of x, and it can be from 0 to anything you can think of. So now we've understood this and the constant term. So let's say given a quadratic equation, x squared minus 5x plus 6 equals 0. Let's say this is an equation we are given, and we are asked to find the two values of x. You understand? Let's say these are the things we are given. This is the equation we are given, or asked to calculate. Now, note, before you start solving any quadratic equation, you need to know the value of your a, which is the coefficient of the x squared, the value of your b, which is the coefficient of the x, and the value of your c, which is the constant of 10. Now, what is a coefficient? A coefficient is simply a number attached to the variable. You understand? Simply a number attached to the variable can be 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. But if a variable is on its own, it automatically has a coefficient of 1. And if you have a variable like, if you have like x, automatically it has a coefficient of what? 1. Because 1 times any variable is still a variable. So automatically, whenever you are given any variable to solve and you don't know the coefficient, provided it's on its own, the coefficient is what? 1. But if maybe you are given a number higher than 1, let's say 2x squared, automatically the coefficient is what? 2. If it's 3, it's 3. If it's 4, it's 4, and so on. So now, given this equation, remember this variable here, x squared, does not have any what? Number, but automatically the coefficient is what? 1, because 1 times x squared is x squared. So we bring out the three alphabet, which is A, B, and what? C. So A is what? The coefficient of x squared, which is 1. B is the coefficient of x, which is minus 5. Then C is what? Constant 10, which is what? 6. Now, some students make this mistake of maybe if you are looking at an equation and asked to get the coefficient of, let's say, this B now, here, you just say 5, ignoring the minus. 5 and minus 5 are not the same. If you use 5 where you are going to use minus 5, the answer will not match, it won't be correct. So any sign here also affects the odds, the coefficients. You understand? If you have plus here, the coefficient here will still be plus 5 or 5. You know, 5 and plus 5 are the same. But 5 and minus 5 are what? Are not the same. So the sign here also affects the coefficients. You understand? And so that's it. So if you are given this, first of all, get A, B, and C before you start solving. Now, let's rewrite the okay, let's start solving. Solution. X squared minus, let's write the question, plus 6 equals 7. Now, how to solve it is simply get two numbers. If you multiply, you get your C, which is your constant term. Then if you either add or minus, you get your what? Your B. Do you understand? So now, I have two numbers. Which two numbers will I multiply to get 6? And if I add or subtract them, I'll get minus 5. Then the two numbers are, remember, if I multiply, if I say 3 and 2, 3 times 2 will give me 6. 3 plus 2 will give me 5. Then 3 minus 2 will give me what? 1. But remember, I have minus 5 here as B. Sorry. So, but this means that 3 and 2 cannot go. If I say minus 3 and 2, minus 3 times 2 will give me minus 6 instead of plus 6 here. So automatically this one will not work too. So I will say minus 3 minus 2. Yeah, so that minus 3 times minus 2 will give me what? Plus 6, which is this. And minus 3 minus 2 will give me what? Minus 5. So automatically this is what I'm going to use. So after getting the two values, which we got in, then substitute the two values in what? In the linear term. So that we'll be having x squared minus 3x minus 2x plus 6 equal to 0. Note, after getting the two values, if you add them, you're meant to get this one too. If you add or subtract them, if you either add or subtract them, you're meant to get this. Here we have minus 3 minus 2. Minus 3 minus 2 give you minus 5x. So automatically this must give you this. If not, it's not correct. You understand? So after getting this, what else are we going to do? We now factorize. What do I have here? I also have here x. X is here and x is here, right? But 3 is here and 3 is not here. So I'll bring out that one that is in both of them, that is common. Then divide the inner ones with that one that is outside. So x squared, which is the first one that is inside, over this x outside here. Remember, x squared is something as saying x times x. Then this is the x now, x. So 1x cancels 1x, and left is only 1x. So x. Then I have minus 3x outside, so minus 3x over what? X. So x cancels x, I have minus 3. I have minus 3. So now I have minus and plus, two different signs in one bracket. As long as you have minus and plus in one bracket, minus will always take the lead. So minus will be outside. Then 2 can be divisible by itself and 6. So I'll make that 2 outside. I'm going to divide inside by the outside. So I'm having minus 2x over what? Minus 2. Minus cancels minus. 2 cancels what? 2. So x will be what? Many. So this will now be what? 6 over minus what? 2. 2 cancels itself 1. 2 cancels 6. 3. So this will be minus 3 over 1. This is what? Minus 3. And note that this must be the same with this one. You understand? It must be the same. So if it's the same, which means you're going to pick one. To pick one of it. Then pick the inner one and the what? Outer one. So automatically I'll be having that. Let's continue from here. We pick the outer one. So x minus 2 equal to what? 0. Since this and this are the same, we just pick one. So x minus 3 equals what? 0. So let's call it equation 1 and equation 2. That x minus 2 equal to what? 0. And x minus 3 equal to what? 0. So from equation 1 I have that what? X equal to this minus 2 crossing the equality side. We now have what? We now have plus what? 2. And from equation 2, x is now equal to what? This minus 3 crossing over to this equality side. Now have what? Plus 3, which is not going to say n3. So therefore, x is equal to 3, what? 2. In other words, if you are given a quadratic equation question to solve, you are simply asked to determine the two values of what? X. So this is just like the foundation before I enter the main topic, which is the sum and product of roots of a quadratic equation. So let's, if the root of a quadratic equation x squared minus 8x plus 12 equals to 0 are alpha and beta. Find A alpha plus beta, B alpha beta, C alpha squared plus what? Beta squared, and D 1 over alpha plus 1 over what? Beta. So now we ask if the root of the quadratic equation x squared minus 8x plus 12 equals to 0 are alpha and beta. Find A alpha plus beta, B alpha beta, C alpha squared plus beta squared, D 1 over alpha plus 1 over what? Beta. So now we are asked that the roots are now of alpha and beta instead of x, because in our last example, what we used was what? But that one was x as the roots, but now they are now telling us to change that x to what? Alpha and beta. Do you understand? So let's solve. Let's solve. Solution. So this is the equation that was given. X squared minus 8x plus 12 equals 0. And I said if you are given an equation, the first thing to find is what? Your A, your B, and your C. So your A is equal to what? The equation of x squared, which is what? 1. Your B is what? B is the equation of x, which is what? Minus 8. And your C is what? Coefficient of what? C is a what? Sorry, constant 10. Sorry, which is what? 12. And I said after getting these two things, find two numbers. If you multiply, you get your what? C. And if you either add or minus, you get your what? B. Right? So now, what are the two numbers? The two numbers are what? Minus 6 and minus 2. How do I know? If I multiply minus 6 and minus 2, I'll get 12. If I add minus 6 plus minus 2, I'll get what? Minus 8. So after getting the two values, substitute it in your what? Linear term. So I'm going to replace it with this. I'm having x squared minus 6x minus 2x plus 12 equal to what? 0. So x squared minus 6x minus this must be equal to this from what I said before, right? So if after getting these two things, then the sum of these or the difference in the two things does not give you this linear term, then it's not correct. After replacing the values here, if you add or minus, it's meant to give you what? This. Do you understand? So minus 6x minus 2x is what? Minus 8x. So the next thing to do is what? To factorize 2. Take them 2 by 2. Now, what is here? Like also here. X is here and x is here. I'll factor out 1 and open a bracket. Now use the inner bracket which is on top to divide the what? Outer one. So I'm having x squared divided by x, or what I did before. X squared divided by x. And x is just now saying x times what? X. So this will now cancel one of these and I will just only x, which I will now put here. Minus 6x divided by x will give me minus 6. Right? And I said wherever you have minus and plus, minus always what? Take the least. So 2 is divisible by 2 and by what? 12. So bring out 2 outside. Minus 2x divided by minus 2. Minus 2x divided by minus 2. Minus 2, 2. I'm left with x. 12 divided by minus 2 give us what? Minus 6 equals to 0. And what I said before, take the outer one and the inner one. And note that two of them must be the same before you take it. Two of them must be the same. If it's not the same, then cross check what you did. You understand? So now, x minus 6, x minus 6. Take the outer one and take the inner one. So x minus 2 equals to 0. And x minus 6 equals to what? 0. Call it equation 1. Call it equation 2. Therefore, from equation 1, x is equal to what? This minus 2, crossing the y side. Now about 2. And from equation 2, x is equal to what? This minus 6 crossing over to this side changes the sign from minus or plus. So having what? 6. Therefore, x is equal to what? 6, what? 2. 6, 2. But note that the question we are asked what? That the roots are now no longer x, but now what? Alpha and beta. So this simply means that I'm going to replace this with alpha and beta. So I'm not saying, so since x is equal to 6, 2, and I'm saying this is also equal to alpha equals to what? 6 and beta equals to what? 2. So since we've gotten the two values, that alpha is equal to 6 and beta equal to what? Equal to 2. Okay? I'll be teaching you guys 2 tricks to solve. Okay, just 2 ways of solving it. The first way is solving it normally, then the second way is just a trick to like testing the calculation. You understand? So since we got in alpha and beta, and the first question says alpha plus beta, which simply means addition. So this is a plus sign, right? Meaning add both of them. So this one is alpha plus beta now be equal to what? Alpha is what? 6 plus beta is what? 2. So this will be equal to what? 8. Second one, alpha what? Alpha beta. So whenever you have two variables that go together without any sign demarcating or differentiating them, simply means that that product or multiplication exists between two of them. So this is simply telling us to multiply alpha and beta. So I have 6 times what? 2 is equal to 12. The third one is alpha squared plus what? Beta squared. So now this is telling to raise each of the roots by what? 2. So this is like saying 6, which is alpha, raised to power 2, plus what? Beta, which is 2, raised to power 2, which is 6 raised to power 2 is what? 36, plus 2 raised to power 2 is what? 4, which is equal to what? 40. Then B, 1 over alpha plus 1 over what? Beta. So whenever you have two fractions that is either demarcated by plus or minus, the first thing that is meant to come to your mind is using LCM to simplify. So I'll do what? What is the, okay, do I need it here? No, I don't need it here. Since I know what alpha is already and what beta is, I'll just substitute alpha and beta, right? Sorry. So I'm having 1 over what? Alpha is what? Alpha is 6, right? Plus 1 over what? Beta, right? Beta 2. So 1 over 6 plus 1 over 2 is what? That was giving me to what I said before. Sorry for the mistake. So now 1 over 6 plus 1 over 2, right? I have a plus sign that is demarcating the two fractions. I say something before. Whenever you have a fraction sign, right? That is being demarcated with either plus or minus. The first thing that is going to come to your mind is using LCM. So now I have 6 and 2 here. So what should I do? I'm going to use LCM method. Get the product of the denominator as LCM, which is 6 times 2, which is what? 12. So now I'll use the LCM, which is 12, to divide the denominator and multiply by the numerator. So 12 divided by 6 is what? 2. 2 times 1 is what? 2. Plus 12 divided by 2 is what? 6, right? 6 times 1, 6. This will give us what? 8 over what? 12. So now, 8 over 12, something can divide. 4 can divide 8 to give you what? 2. And 4 can divide 12 to give you what? 3. So the answer is what? 2 over what? 3. So this is how to take, or let's say another way or an alternative method to solve it. Well, this one is used to solve it faster, you understand? Instead of getting the two values of the two roots of the equation, you can easily start solving by getting your A, B, and C. That's the only difference from this and the other one. You understand? So let's continue. So let's say the first one, we are asked to find what? Alpha plus beta. This is the first thing you have to find. We are using this alternative method to solve, which I said is faster. You understand? So we asked that the roots of the quadratic equation are alpha and beta. So knowing fully well that these are the roots, we are not asked to sum the roots or like add the roots. You understand? And in quadratic equation, the sum of roots is equal to minus b over a. And now after I said if you are given a question, the first thing to know is what? A, B, and C. And in this question, A is equal to what? 1, B is equal to what? Minus 8, not 8, minus 8. And C is equal to what? 12. So since I know A, B, and C, I can easily solve for these questions. You understand? So first one, alpha plus beta is equal to minus b over a. This simply shows that sum of roots, since you are adding two roots, and the formula for sum of roots is what? Minus b over a. And now, this is minus, which is still minus. B is what? B is minus 8, so bracket minus 8 over what? My a is 1. So this is equal to minus times minus plus, so I'm having 8 over 1 is equal to what? 8. So the second one, we should calculate alpha beta. So alpha beta, which I say something about, I don't know whether I've said it before. Anytime we have two variables that add together automatically so that a multiplication exists between them. So they are simply telling us to multiply alpha and beta. That's the product of these two roots, which is alpha and beta. And the product of roots has a formula which is product of roots, which is alpha beta product multiplication. If you multiply alpha times beta, you have alpha beta. And the formula is what? C over A, where C is the constant term, which is 12, and A is the what? Coefficient of x squared, which is what? 1. So 12 over 1, which will give us what? 12. So the third one, alpha squared plus what? Beta squared. So now, anytime we are giving a question that does not involve, like there's no like straight, whereby they're asking you sum of roots, which is this, or product of roots, which is this. What they're simply telling you is that you should look for a way to either expand or maybe like look for and make the equation which they will give you to have either the sum of roots, product of roots, or both of them. Understand? So this is what they give. If alpha squared plus beta squared, okay, this is alpha squared, sorry, plus beta squared. So I now say that this is equal to okay, alpha plus beta, or which I will now alpha plus beta all squared is then as saying alpha plus beta or alpha plus beta. So which I will now do what? Open the bracket. Alpha times alpha is what? Alpha squared plus alpha times beta, alpha beta. Beta times alpha, alpha beta plus beta times beta, beta squared. Right, so on the right hand side, I'm having alpha squared plus beta squared. Alpha beta plus alpha beta is what? Plus 2 alpha beta. Note that anytime you have two variables attached, it still has a coefficient of 1. So this is just like saying 1 plus 1, that's invisible 1 in front, 1 plus 1, 2, alpha beta, alpha beta. That's how they got that alpha beta. So that's how they got these 2 alpha beta. Because it has 1 here and 1. Just by saying 1 alpha beta plus 1 alpha beta, it's now 2 alpha beta. This is what alpha is. Beta squared. So, right? Okay, so I'm writing beta squared, so this is not important. Okay. So equal to alpha plus beta, alpha plus beta. It's different as saying alpha plus beta. All squared. So, since we are asked to find alpha squared plus beta squared, simply means for me to make it the surface of the formula whereby alpha squared plus beta squared. Type this other one and plus the quantity sign. We now have alpha plus beta all squared minus 2 alpha beta. Note that here is the minus the 2 alpha beta was plus here. So crossing over this equality sign changes to minus. So this is what happens here. So now I've changed the equation to have sum of roots, which is alpha plus beta, and product of roots, which is what? Alpha beta. What am I to do next? Take the value of alpha plus beta and alpha beta, substitute it in the question, then get your answer. So alpha plus beta, I've already solved it to get to be 8. So I'm having 8 squared minus 2. Alpha beta is what? 12. That's 12. Equal to alpha squared plus beta squared. So the x raised to the power of 2. X raised to the power minus 2 times 12 is what? 24, right? Which is equal to what? 40. So therefore, my alpha squared plus beta squared is equal to what? 40. Then the last one, D. I'm given 1 over alpha plus 1 over beta, right? So anytime I give you any question at all that has two fractions, understand, and that is demarcated with either a positive or negative number, the first thing that should come to your mind is what? LCM, getting the LCM. And now I have different variables again in the denominator. What I want to do, multiply the two variables. So I'm having alpha, beta as the LCM. So divide the LCM with the denominator and what? Multiply by the numerator. So alpha beta divided by alpha, which is something like alpha beta over alpha. Alpha cancels alpha. That's beta. Beta times 1. Beta plus alpha beta divided by beta. Alpha beta divided by beta. Beta cancels beta. Alpha. Alpha times 1. Alpha. So automatically this can be written as what? Alpha plus beta over what? Alpha beta. So this alpha plus beta, this I did here is not magic. In maths, 1 plus 2 is equal to 2 plus 1. So if I have this and this, that's still the same. But I did it like this so that it will follow some of those form, which we've used previously. So since we know what alpha plus beta is, which is what? 8. I'll now put it here, 8 over alpha beta, which is product of roots, which is 12. Still put it here. So 12 over 8 over 12, now give us what? 2 over 3. Remember, 2 can go here, 4 can go here to give us 2, and 4 can go here to give us what? 3. So this is 2 over 3, which is our what? The fourth question, which is this. Then this video is all about quadratic equation when it has the a to be 1. In my next video, I'll be solving questions where you have the a, which is the coefficient of the x squared, to be more than what? 1, and how to go about it in finding the roots and using this method also to solve questions. Remember what I said earlier, that the essence of this method is simply to it makes you solve faster by getting the a, b, and c first. After getting it, you simply start solving instead of stressing yourself to start getting the roots of the equation first. With this, let's assume I was given an equation 2x squared minus 5x plus, let's say, 6. Let's assume that I don't know the roots and I was asked to solve this. Automatically, the first thing I'm to do is to get a, which is 2, b, which is minus 5, and c, which is what? 6, and I'll start solving. So that's the essence of this method, which is very fast. But you need to know and understand the concepts. I'll still solve more topics, more questions on this. But if you find this one helpful, please do well to comment and do well to also subscribe, as we try as much as we can to send in videos like this to help us. Then I'll be dropping a question here, which I will want you guys to attempt later. After you have finished solving, drop your answer in the comments. Let's talk about it. Using the same equation, find alpha minus beta, that's 1, and second, alpha squared minus beta squared. Please do well to attempt this question and drop your answer in the comment section. Thank you and stay safe.